you. I do think I'm going to come up with a little jingle for this. Anyway, hi again, everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you had a nice week. Weather's a bit rubbish towards the end of it, but hey, new task. And here we have the review for Land of the Giants for last week. Some great ones again, as always. There will be. So I picked out 8 here, and then 2 from Brian. Brian sent me some again. So we'll run through these. Nice to see that these are all playful. I thought they would be this week. Great chance to be creative and use your imagination with this one. So the idea was to situate miniaturized objects in real world scenarios and scenes, creating that kind of Land of the Giants effect almost, which you've all done very well. John Allen. This is a great one in black and white. We're invoking that 60s feel because we've got the Fiat. Tell me it's Fiat 500, John. Yeah, sure, it is. With this kind of retro artwork here for the petrol service station. So we've got a lovely kind of reverse foreground background thing here, a little bit like the one I did with the cones last week. So we're coming down and we're drawing our focus to this smaller object, giving it that kind of perspective, and then when we drop in this kind of blurred background, it really adds that kind of dimension of something smaller within that kind of Giants world. So works really well. I love the composition where we've got it situated here. Some very nice light going over it. Works black and white because then we draw out this contrast really nicely here as well. I love the detail on there. The detail on the old hubs there as well. Good job, John. They're nice. Paul, quite a few nice ones from you. Kind of collaged ones again. I really like these ones where you kind of think about bringing in other objects, whether personal or kind of reference to kind of what you've got in your home, which is really nice. I liked this. Who has a phone these days? Is this one of your photos? It's very intriguing. I do like this one. And again, composition-wise, the size of the phone compared to the child in the image works well. It gives us that kind of that idea of it being kind of a smaller perspective for the child, and we've got this kind of. But we know it's a phone, obviously, don't we? Those of us of that generation that still use landlines. So I think it works well just to add that kind of that perspective, as I say. So I think that one worked well, as did we are Devo. Fab. I wonder whether that's Mark Mothersbaugh showing off a little bit there, huh? Great. Really like Devo, by the way. I love this. We've got this. Take away the cleaning products, and I love the perspective of this album cover anyway. Because it does kind of, as I mentioned before, it does invoke that kind of 70s Land of the Giant feel, even though it might be in the 60s. But anyway, and this kind of guy is looking down to us as almost kind of flipping that, really, isn't it? As we imagine giants kind of reaching down to us, but we've got this kind of oversized cleaning products. What am I going to do with those? So it works really well as a whole kind of composition. Paul, good job. Might listen to that later. Guy, these were great. All of these, Guy. Again, like with all of the weeks I say, have a look in the photo pool, because these are just a snippet of the ones that are there. But these were great. You've really gone to town with your creativity, and I do like this very much. What's going on here? What's the conversation? It kind of reminded me a little bit of a kind of Animal Farm. So if we were doing kind of book covers, this would have been bob on, really good. That'll Watership Down. Although I don't remember a hen being in that. Anyway, yep, all works well in terms of we've brought in the miniature objects into kind of a real world landscape, and that works so well. We're drawn down then, aren't we, to kind of feel like these are a lot kind of, these are kind of then life size almost. So these are boulders and trees, whereas actually we know they're not really. But that's the trick of this. That was the whole trick of this. Is it's to trick the viewer really into seeing this as a smaller landscape. So good job, Guy. And they were all like this. I loved this one. Herding up the sheep in, what was that Wallace and Gromit called? Shaun the sheep? Shaun? That's the one. Come round. So again, because you've used the grass, it works very well. We've gone outside. Your position lovely. They're both looking at the sheep as well. So I think that top job there with that, really thinking about the kind of overall design of this. And it's playful because the sheep's bigger. So we kind of imagine them herding these massive sheep. It's quite funny, isn't it? It's a good bit of imagery. Another one. The Wizard. I really liked this because it felt like I not that it was kind of Lord of the Ringsy, but kind of fantastical or fantasy world we've got, and it's by this kind of small waterfall. It was beautiful, kind of the spell's just about to commence, and we've got all this. It's almost kind of otherworldly. Works really nicely. It draws your eye up. So we're drawn down here. We're again with our perspective. The depth of field is really nice actually, because we're kind of blurring out as we know it's big and expansive up there. So I really liked that, and they were all great. Honestly, really good. And then last two by Kath. I loved this one. It's very strange. It's kind of got a real glitchy feel to it, which I absolutely love. I love stuff like that. So we've got a close up here, kind of situated within our foreground, and I love this kind of oversaturation, or it's kind of inverted, isn't it? Really nice, strange effect, and then this going across it, the cut there with the panels. So it's almost as if we've got kind of like, this is our standard shot, and then this area and this area have been magnified, and then all kind of put together. But yeah, I've been looking at this quite a lot. It's very strange. It's my kind of thing. I do like it. Very good. And another one. It took me a while to spot the fairy, you know. And indeed, John, fantastic colours, aren't they? Drawn off this background here, this cream or this lighter magnolia background. Beautiful composition. And there's the fairy wandering around in the plants. Really nice. Last but not least, Brian. I love this one of Brian's because he's shown us really a bit of a behind the scenes almost of how he's created this. So he's pulled in his stormtrooper down here. We've got with the T-Rex behind. Great. And then boof, when we see the finished shot with the smoke as well, running away from the T-Rex, with our stormtrooper in focus. Great, creating the depth of field so it kind of It tricks the eye again into thinking that this is kind of far away, therefore big. So really good job, Brian. I loved that. Good-o. Well done, everybody. Photo stream time. Let's have a quick... oh, yeah, these are mine, obviously. Ignore all that. Have a wonderful week. See you soon. Take care. Bye.